cat purring. These were all the little things she'd taken for granted growing up on the West Coast and forgotten about while living in the hot, dry New Mexico for the last decade and a half. "Would you like a menu?" Shay sat up and shielded her eyes from the sun, cursing herself for having left her sunglasses in the SUV. She squinted into the face of a young, platinum blonde woman sporting a tousled asymmetric haircut, and winced at the sparks of light glistening off her diamond nose ring and eyebrow studs that made her entire face appear to glow. Was it the sun, or was Shay glimpsing the girl's feelings? Sometimes Shay couldn't tell the difference between what she thought and the feeling she had when something stirred within her. "The sun's right in your eyes, isn't it? Here, let me tilt the umbrella a bit for you." The server started to make an adjustment to the pole, casting shade over Shay. Shay thrust out her hand and stopped the girl's final adjustment. "Honestly, it was fine, and I'd rather keep it the way it was." She gazed into the girl's face, noting shade had also been cast over her, and she no longer appeared to be glowing. Shay always did have what some people called uncanny heightened senses. Not many people she met were empathic enough to sense other people's energy like she did, and what she saw in her dimming aura and felt from the girl right now definitely were no longer rays of sunshine. "Fine, whatever." The young woman thrust out one hip, pulled a pen from behind her ear, and suspended it over an order pad. "Coffee?" she asked, obviously forcing a smile across her black lipstick-covered mouth. "Please," Shay said. "Just cream, thanks," she added quickly, anticipating the young woman's next question. The server gave her a curt nod, turned swiftly on her heel, and headed for the shop door. Shay flinched from the trail of fiery vibrations the girl produced. Certainly, Shay couldn't have been the cause of the young server's dark explosion of energy. She thought she had handled the umbrella incident and the shade being cast over her rather well. She tried to shake it off. The girl was most likely just having an all-around bad morning, and what Shay thought she saw when she first looked at her was clearly only the sunshine glistening off her diamond facial adornments. When the door closed behind the server, the energy in the air rapidly shifted. Shivers prickled at Shay's skin. She glanced around. What she was sensing now wasn't related to the young server. Someone was watching her. She scanned the street, but couldn't see anyone who might be focused enough on her to induce her tingling sensations. Then, an unseen magnet pulled her gaze across the road to a sign that read, "Crystals and CuriosiTEAS, TEAS," and her chest constricted with uneasiness. The red banner over the shop entrance was faded and weather-worn, but the storefront was still in fairly good condition. The old rustic wooden benches she remembered sat on each side of the door under the bay windows. An array of summer flowers spilled out of large ceramic pots at each end. The shop really didn't look like it had changed much over the years. Nothing about it stood out as being the potential source of the heightened ripples of unrest rolling through her. Then the ripples swelled. Their intensity grew into a tidal wave that shot a tremor through her. Sitting, unmoving in the doorway alcove between the two bay windows, was a pure white German shepherd. At least, she hoped it was a dog, because based on its size and build, it could easily have been a wolf. Their eyes locked, and a shock wave surged through her. The dog stood up. Its gaze never wavered as it stalked across the road and sat back on its haunches at the edge of the outdoor patio. The stare from its crystal blue eyes overpowered her. It was as if he could see into the depths of her soul. Despite the warmth of the morning, she shivered with the surging pulses of electricity racing between them. "I see you've met Spirit." A woman's voice broke through her thoughts, severing Shay's connection with the dog. Shay jerked and swung around, coming face to face with a woman sporting short salt and pepper hair, which showed her to be slightly older than Shay's own 35 years. "Joanne?" Shay leapt to her feet. She couldn't believe that the first familiar face she saw in town was her sister Jen's oldest and dearest friend.